Good evening. I am June Tribble, and I am the honored principal at Matt Elementary School. And I have with me tonight Mrs. Rachel MacArthur, our media specialist, Isabella Bagwell, one of our fourth graders, and one of our amazing teachers, Miss Taylor Shamley. And we're here tonight to share with you some of the amazing things that's happening in our media center. But most importantly, how our media center has become the hub of our school and the impact this space is having on our students' learning journey at Matt. So at this time, I'd like to turn it over to Ms. MacArthur to share some of the great work they're doing. Okay.
Good evening. Thank you so much for having us. It is an honor to be able to share what we've been doing. I've been calling it our passion project for this last year. So this is my first year in the media center. I came from fourth grade. I was a fourth grade teacher. So I was really excited to be able to meld teaching with the media center and take it from a library to a learning hub of the school for everybody. So we started with our reimagining process. What do we want it to be? What do we want it to look like? As we were doing that, we started with the why are we doing this? So that took us to our Matt Mariners. We are safe, we are connected, and we are thriving. Those are words that we've heard throughout the district this entire year, and we take those to heart at Matt. It's not just words that we hear, but these are words that we live by and words that we expect our teachers and our students to live by also. So we combined that with our PBIS program. Matt is a PBIS distinguished school, and we thought, how can we incorporate that into our media center? Well, let's give the students ownership. I very quickly learned that not a lot of schools allow their students to do much other than find a book and check out. So let's give them ownership into the media center. What better way to use our expectations of acting safely, responsibly, inspiring others, and leadership than to give them ownership into it. So our students from kindergarten up to 5 check in and check out their own books. They return their books to the shelves after check-in. This is possible not because they all know the Dewey Decimal System. I don't know the Dewey Decimal System. But we took it and made it student-friendly so they can find their books quickly and effectively, find what they're looking for, and spend their time reading, not searching and hunting. So we genrefied our media center. We incorporated different elements, like biographies are now with sports or with their professions. We took all of our fiction chapter books and genrefied those into adventure, classics, fantasy, realistic fiction, etc. And then we took all of our picture books and instead of calling them the easy baby books, those are picture books. When you take a student's graphic novels and call them a picture book, it changes the whole perspective of picture books. Because graphic novels are cool, picture books are easy. So put them together and all of a sudden 5th graders are reading our picture books. It made a big difference. They were able to show others where to find their books. My favorite is, oh, I know where that is, that's over here. And students are taking other students to go and find their books. They'll walk towards me and then, oh, I can help you with that. And they're taking leadership, they're taking responsibility and ownership to help each other. And then our media center is not a library. We can come in to read, but it's so much more. So when students come in, they can get their own timers and set their own time. Teachers will send them for things like independent reading, partner reading, research, just a quiet place to finish your work. Maybe it's time to take a break from the day and focus on other things while we self-regulate. So they come in, they set their timers, they sit, complete their task, turn off their timers, turn them in, and leave without us having to say anything to them. They have their own responsibility and their own leadership. Our next part of reimagining the media center would be how are we going to organize this space? We wanted to pick books in the hands of students. That was one of Ms. Tribble's things, was get books in the hands of students. So make them easier to find and quickly find. We put popular series and high interest books in labeled bins throughout the entire media center so they know I can find this book in the bin. They can also put it back into the bin when they're done. And to help include all of our students, especially those who are not reading English yet, we began a multilingual section that is easy to find. Instead of having them scattered throughout the entire media center, they are put in one section so students can go and find exactly what they're looking for. We do have 23 different languages spoken at Matt, and I'm working with our ESOL department to find the languages that students are reading, their native languages, and then we can start acquiring those books with interest levels so that they can also read in their native language and their English learning. Our design started with teachers, parents, students, and an LSC planning committee. And I was a part of that. That's how I got started in this whole thing. And then we used the book Reimagining Library Spaces to help us with the guide. Parent and student surveys were put out at the end of last year. What do you want in your media center? We took those suggestions. We created individual spaces, small group spaces, and whole group learning spaces. One of our main focuses in the media center is instruction. So we've got different groups to facilitate different types of instruction. We've got small group areas where students can come in, work on small groups together, teacher-led groups, or for example here, this is one of our special instructions specials class, and they were working with snap circuits in our 5th grade unit. We have read alouds that are student-driven, seasonally relevant, and culturally expansive. We want students to realize that there are many different cultures, many different holidays, and let's take a moment to learn and celebrate each other's holidays. Then we also have large group spaces where whole classes can come in and research, have a lesson, or study and practice things that they're learning in their school or in their classes. Our media center is safe. We intentionally created a physically and mentally safe space. Our student PBIS Tier 2 check-in in the morning and check-out in the afternoon in the media center. We have soothing and upbeat music that creates welcoming and calming environments. We've had parents just literally walk into the media center in between lunches. Is it okay if we sit here? Yes, please come in, enjoy the beach, enjoy the aquarium, just enjoy being welcome at MAT. We have relaxation and self-regulation items like puzzles, read and ride stations, fish tank, and our community coloring posters. So you can see right there is the read and ride stations where they can get a little bit of exercise or work out a little bit of extra energy while they're reading a book. And Miss Tribble's even found herself on those before, caught her over there riding while she was working. We've got our community posters. Those are community not only because it takes a community to color them, but because those are culturally and holiday driven. So they can all be involved. There's Miss Dooley stopping for just a moment to color. And then we've got our fish tank with one of our special instruction students. He almost daily checks in on each of the fish. He's named all of them, and that's his calm down area. We are also connected. Students feel valued when they see their cultures and their holidays highlighted in posters and with our monthly activities. We don't just color and get rid of the posters. They are displayed in the media center the entire year, so students can continue to look at them, feel celebrated, and feel valued. One of my favorites was a quote from a kindergartner. That looks like the special candle holder in the Hanukkah book you read us. And she was looking at a picture of a candelabra with an Olivia book, but this kindergartner had never heard of Hanukkah before and stepped out of her culture and was able to recognize something in somebody else's culture. And then Matt Media Center is also connected as students and teachers practice empathy during Exceptional Children's Week stations. This was one of my favorite this year is we did stations where students can go through and see what is it like to be blind and have to use Braille. What is it like to be deaf and have to sign your name? What is it like to have dyslexia and have to read? As a dyslexia pilot school, we want to build empathy for our students who are struggling with dyslexia and make them feel like they are a part and they have a place in our school. So everybody had a chance to read over these passages that are written as if you had dyslexia, and it was hard. And they got a feeling for what some of their fellow students are going through. Our media center is thriving. Home Depot partnered with our media center specials to build birdhouses with students, and yes, that student is drilling. They were hands-on and they loved it. We used the Curiosity Lab to brainstorm and create items for the first annual Forsyth Future Entrepreneurs Expo, and we had a wonderful time doing that. And then students have a voice by making and voting for their favorite bookmarks. We have 94 entries there. By popular demand, we had to do 2 of them this year. After they finish their bookmarks, our top 5 winners are displayed in the school for everyone to see for the rest of the year. Our media center is also thriving as a home to our standard-based class plays. Students step out of their comfort zone in performing musicals for their peers and for their parents. And that has become a very fun tradition that we really enjoy. Some media center statistics that I'm very, very proud of is our book circulation is up by 25% in just 1 year. We've taken our outdated materials from 74% down to 59%. It doesn't sound a lot, but it's huge. And then we've increased our diversity collection up to 36%. So I am so glad I was able to share our passion project with you guys. And if you're ever in Matt, please stop by. We would love to have you for a moment. We're going to share a student's perspective from Isabella Bagwell, one of our fourth graders.
Hi, my name is Isabella. I'm in the 4th grade at Matt Elementary, and I'm going to tell you what I like about our new media center. First, I like the read and ride stations. If you don't know what that is, it's a small area in our media center with little pedals that you can slide your feet into. While pedaling, you can read your favorite book. I like this because it's a fun way to get energy out. Also, what I like about our new media center is the new different genres that are in there. Every week, my class comes in and reads really cool and interesting books. Last year, I mostly read graphic novels, but after hearing the different genres, I started reading more realistic fiction and fantasy books. Some books I've read this year are Harry Potter, Wonder, and A Fish in a Tree. Lastly, I like coming with my class to do the fun activities during our media center specials. Some activities that we do are the 3D pins, the bots, and making stuff with the perler beads. Those are some of my reasons why I like our new media center. Thank you.
I know. I can't top that. My name is Taylor Shamley. I teach K2 MOID at Matt, and I'm a special ed department chair. So K2 MOID is a moderate intellectuals disabilities class, and at Matt we have 8 specialized instruction classes at our school. In years prior, our library was just that; it was a library. And for our students that have, language impairments, cognitive impairments, sometimes it can be very difficult for us to go into a library and be expected to be quiet and check out a book and then sit and read. So the experience that we've had this year in our media center has been incredible. Our friends want to go to the media center because it's a place where they can have fun and it's where they're met on their level. We have activities in our media center that are tailored to all of our students, regardless of their intellectual ability, regardless of their emotional regulation, regardless of their ability to function socially with their peers. They feel safe and they feel connected in that setting because they know that there is something in there for them. One thing that I've loved is being able to go in with my students, and we have a core word board up in our media center right there in the center in the hub. And so it's a way for our students to communicate with their peers, communicate with one another, and communicate with other adults within our building. And we are always, attempting to facilitate that communicative intent. And having that right there in the hub in our library has been a game changer for us. Another thing that has been fantastic to see is just the layout of our library has been great for our students that have impaired mobility. We have students that have adaptive equipment that are needed to ambulate. And so being able for our students with those needs to go into our library and access everything has been fantastic because it's another way that they have equal access to everything within our building, equal access to the books that they want to read, equal access to the materials in the library, and an equal access to our teachers, all our specialist teachers. So another way that our students with special needs have been celebrated is during Exceptional Children's Week. And our special ed department was able to work with our specials teachers and specifically our media center to create our centers and have our students of all abilities go through and learn about our students with disabilities and really showcase how incredible all people are and how incredible everyone's abilities are. And we're just so thankful to have a space in our school where all of our students are connected, all of our students have equal access, and where everyone feels like they are included. So, thank you.